I mentioned, I think The Bachelorette had almost 10 million TV viewers last night. Some crazy number. That's like
It was a lot.
That's way more than a Stanley Cup Finals hockey game. That is actually like 3 times what a Duke Carolina men's basketball game would get. And that's the highest, that's the biggest non-NCAA tournament men's basketball game almost every year. Bachelorette got 3 times that TV audience last night. JoJo picked, spoiler alert, in case you DVR'd, JoJo picked Aaron Rodgers' brother, Jordan Rodgers, the former Vanderbilt quarterback, who was in a few NFL training camps, but never actually made an active game day roster. Oh, and there's drama, Darren, because the brothers don't speak and there's family strife, but JoJo picked Jordan instead of Robbie, as I learned, as my wife and daughter and other family members were just completely intrigued for many months over this great drama. I don't know if 10 million people watched, but we do have big news on the David Glenn Show. Intern Cole is back from a vacation that included him proposing to his girlfriend. So, Intern Cole, you have to give us an update. Jordan did get down on bended knee last night on The Bachelorette and ask the lovely JoJo, and she is, the lovely JoJo, to take his hand in marriage. Oh, they've already met each other's families. It's all good. Intern Cole asked the lovely and talented Ashlyn to marry him during his vacation from the David Glenn Show. Cole, how did it go? What happened?
Well, I can say that it was one of the best experiences of my life, but it did not go as planned at all. It was absolutely crazy. The things that happened in the matter of the 2 days kind of leading up to it, you can't make it up.
All right, Jordan had a national TV audience watching and felt a certain level of pressure. I actually remember, even though I have a bad memory for a lot of things, I remember the moment that I asked my wife, the lovely and talented Maria, we're like 18 years in at this point, I was at the Front Street Inn in Wilmington, North Carolina. Darren, I might force you to tell your engagement story on the air today, so you be ready.
Yeah.
Ready
and willing.
If Jordan Rodgers can do it in front of 10 million people last night, and Intern Cole can do it during a vacation of an internship, well, then I'm going to put you on the spot. But like so many things in the Glenn history, Wilmington, North Carolina was the focal point for us. I still remember holding the ring because I had never held anything that valuable. And there were 2x4s on the balcony that we were standing on, and there were holes between the 2x4s. You know, some decks are built with them all smushed together. Other decks are built where there's a little gap between each 2x4. And I was convinced, as my hands were literally shaking, as Jordan's and JoJo's were last night on The Bachelorette, I was convinced I was going to drop the most expensive thing I've ever held in my hand. And, of course, it would have fallen between the 2x4s on the balcony at the Front Street Inn in Wilmington, North Carolina. Didn't go that route, and I'm happy to hear that Intern Cole did not figuratively or literally drop the ball with Ashlyn. Tell us about, you ran into almost a Larry the Cable Guy experience. You had a broken down car. It was crazy, but it all led to a JoJo style yes eventually, right?
Of course it did. Yeah, I mean, I had a buddy lent out his convertible Lexus to me for the week. It was going to be great. We were going to be rolling top down, no worries. The thing breaks down. It ends up being the fuel pump in the car. That's like a $2,000 repair. Just crazy.
You're not making that at the David Glenn Show as an intern, are you?
No, not quite. But anyways, we end up making it finally to Asheville, where I was going to propose at this waterfall the next day. And I had planned on doing it kind of earlier in the day, just so there wouldn't be a lot of people. Could kind of be an intimate moment.
Sure.
We pull up there at 10:30 a.m. I kid you not. There's a school bus full of little kids with floaty toys, probably 25, 30 of them just piling out. A tourist bus of a bunch of older people coming out, and then 10 to 15 cars. So we got like 60 people here.
See, I think in The Bachelorette, they cleared the beaches of Thailand for the romantic moments right there, for only Mother Nature to be a part of. Cole's dealing with a small Disney-sized army of people.
No, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I literally said out loud, I think I was just like, you got to be kidding me. There's no way, especially after the day before. But I took her down. We made it down to the front of the waterfall where I had intended to propose. My 5-minute speech that I had been practicing for weeks went down to about 35 seconds because I was looking around. I was like, oh, my gosh, there's a lot of people. But I said what I had to say, and she said yes, and everybody cheered and stuff. So that was, I think she enjoyed that. But
oh, so they figured out what was going on, even though the speech was shorter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gave you guys an
Yeah,
ovation.
when I went down to one knee, they knew what was going on. And so I think she enjoyed that there was a lot of people. But I was just like, come on.
Did you remember to ask Ashlyn's family for blessing / permission?
Of course.
You went the old school route?
Oh, yeah. I talked to Pops. Talked to him.
Because you know Jordan Rogers almost messed that up. I mean, for those of you who didn't see The Bachelorette
did he ask Aaron?
Robbie met with the family and very old school style asked for the blessing / permission of the mom and dad, and that was granted. Robbie, the other finalist, for those of you who are a little behind the Bachelorette story. Jordan Rogers, brother of Packers quarterback Aaron, forgot / didn't feel the timing. You only met the girl's family one time, dude. You're on a TV show. And he bypassed the opportunity to ask for the blessing. It caused drama. It caused tears. JoJo was second-guessing her instincts because Jordan didn't think to get the blessing ahead of time. And then he did it at the last minute by phone instead of in person. Was that enough? It turned out to be enough for Jordan, and it turned out to be enough for intern Cole in a much smoother, although perhaps in front of a slightly smaller audience than the 10 million who watched Jordan and JoJo last night. Pretty cool story. Did Ashlyn at all send any red flags during the car problems, the delays, the huge circus of people at this beautiful romantic place, or did she just ride all that out?
She actually was really calm through the whole process. It was. I'm not good at keeping secrets at all. I have a pretty bad history of giving out what's going on before it happens. But throughout the whole day before, she never really burst up. I kind of kept my cool as much as I could. But yeah, it was pretty smooth for the most part. But after I asked her, she was like, "Are you kidding me about yesterday? Like, how did that happen? Like, what are the odds that happens?"
You don't have a famous quarterback playing brother in the NFL, do you?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
We could have made something of intern Cole and Ashlyn here during the summer doldrums on the American sports calendar. We could have turned it into the David Glenn Show Bachelorette version. No, in all seriousness, congratulations to you, intern Cole. Please send our regards to Ashlyn. Fighting through adversity to get to the promised land. Very well done. Intern Cole joining us as the first guest of the day.